What a whip, wait again. I'm wearing full of
crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Welcome back to In Black America Radio with your host, Rasta B. It is April 27th, 2018, and Friday. I know it's been a long time, but like I told you on the previous show, sometimes you got to let the time catch up to the rhetoric. So today's show title is called In Black America Radio, Kanye Wild Rants and Black American Group Thought. Guest calling number 646-716-4654. Before I do anything, let me go ahead and call my co-host, Smoke. Smoke, are you there?
Yes, sir. What's poppin'?
Welcome back, brother. It's been a while since we did one of these shows.
I know this shit feel weird.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. Yeah, back in the building. You know how that go.
Hey, you gotta let the time catch up with the rhetoric. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen to all the previous
That's
shows,
definitely true.
and you're gonna see a lot of shit we done spoke on, a lot of shit we done pointed out. These shits are coming to fruition now. Listen to all the old shows from last year. So now we just coming in to tidy up a couple of things here and there, and let y'all know what's going to come, what else coming down the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? Again, guest calling number 646-716-4654. Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of things happening right now that, I mean, you pretty much said it. You know what I mean? We touched on things way ahead, you know, months back, you know, even last year, you know, on certain topics. And, you know, now, hey, you know, like, take for instance, you know, we done spoke about, like, King Jong-un and South Korea, Trump, and all these different topics. And a lot of things are just happening now.
Okay, so what's the original shit? The original shit, Trump, and he going to have us going to war. Listen to the previous shows. I said on there, North Korea don't want no smoke with no fucking America. This shit is this shit ain't real. These niggas ain't going to go to war. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole plate. What you see right now, they doing this whole ceremony shit right here. I'm looking at that shit crazy, and I'm like,
peacing up.
Peacing up and shit. I look at it two ways. I look at it as, you done denuclearize and all kind of shit like that. That's some Gaddafi shit. You gonna offer his head next, or it's the Ronald Reagan Gorbachev shit, where this is a Gorbachev bring down your walls type shit, and then they unify in West and East Germany. You know what I'm saying? So this is really
I look at it like it's just a play with, you know, the chess pieces. Pressures on North Korea. So it's like you're not strong by yourself. You got most of the country that is separate. So now it's like, all right, at least bring both parts together and we could be that much more, you know, stronger or have that much more resources because it's pressure. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I mean, it's pressure to a certain degree, but the consolidation is with some Asians.
Right.
That's where that consolidation is at. That consolidation is with China. You know what I'm saying? To keep the Americans like, yo, we divided. Okay, so here we go, Smoke. We divided North and South, and we keep this war up, the Americans still in that peninsula. See, once the war over, there's no purpose for you to be here.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what the real play is. That's the China play. China just like, You know what I mean? It's like, you know what? I'm big bro. I'm big homie. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, let's make this play. This is the play we're going to go with because we already see America and with the Anglo-Saxons, they clicking up on some nationalistic shit. So how you going to click up on nationalistic shit and you're going to keep these different nations divided? You see what I'm saying? So what happened is they looking at it like, well, you see how they clicking up, right? We need to click up the same way. That's why everything happens so quick like that. That's China. Oh, that's China. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's China. So my question is, why black people don't see that? Why black people don't say to themselves, yo, we see the Republicans and the Democrats, they divided. We talking about white people. We see northern whites and southern whites divided, fighting amongst each other. We see a division within white America. Instead of black people saying, let's position ourselves where we can strengthen ourselves as a people, we want to pick a side on which white person to cheer for.
I.e.
That's what we want to do. You said what?
So it pretty much is wasting time.
You said what?
Like, shit.
No, I didn't hear what you said. You talking, but yeah, what you said?
I said, wasting time. We wasting time and shit.
Yeah, because we bullshitting. Because see, and it's not, a lot of times it's not our fault. It's the way we taught. It's the way we program. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
definitely. It definitely plays a part.
Yeah, we're in a post. Yeah, we being taught. It's like the narrative that's been being sold to us and given to us. The shit is like this. It's the continuous narrative of victimhood. It's a continuous narrative of savior complex. So what happens is, every time, even if you got you in good intention, every time you got an idea to do something to help your people, what do you end up becoming, Smoke?
When you have an idea to help your people, you said?
Yeah.
Cool?
Nah, you become a leader.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Automatically, you become a leader. And it's like, you're not even a person with a good idea. You dig what I'm saying? You're a leader now. And it's like, you don't need a leader. Like, we got a savior complex.
Yeah,
so we got a savior complex. So it's all of these, and then we got this victimhood shit. So that means we always got to be in this state of mercy. And we always need somebody to speak for us. We always need somebody to do for us, to help us. So then what happens is, these guys, again, once they get put up into this role of being a leader and all kind of shit like that, then what happens is they now have to lead. But they're not leaders. They just had a good idea. You know what I'm saying? So then they end up going back to the already drawn out plans of the 60s and start saying shit like economic this and economic that and economics without looking the word up. But, right, they become talking heads, but then they become repeating talking heads. And they start, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by the whole economic. Not economy. They're just going to talk about economics. And it's like if you look up the definition of economics and listen to these people use this in a sentence, you realize they don't know what they're talking about. But they're just repeating a narrative that you're supposed to tell the victims, since you're now the savior. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's that mind frame that we have as a people. That's the reason why we can't trigger that thing within us to compete. You know what I'm saying? It's a fight. We don't have that because we're content with being hurt individuals. You know what I'm saying? Instead of fighting. You know, like I was telling a friend of mine, I said, this is the way the American structure is set up. It's the white business class. You got the white workforce, and you got the black workforce. So you got the black workforce competing with the white workforce to work for the white business class. Then you have the Mexican or the Latino workforce that comes in. So now it's the black workforce, the Mexican workforce, and the white workforce. So white business class hires the white workforce and then decides to hire the Mexican workforce. The black workforce is out of work. So now the black workforce now have to fight against the Mexican workforce or against the white workforce to do what? Get a job. So now it becomes competition. So now we're competing to fight to work for the white man. So as we're competing to fight for the white man, what we're not thinking about is this Mexican is creating the economy, and that white workforce is already a part of an economy. But us black people, we're not connected to an economy in a capitalistic society. So long as we keep on fighting to try to work for an economy that's not ours, we're always going to be in the same position. We're always going to be at the bottom. We're always going to be at the mercy of everybody in every other group. So when every other group advances, then we start to develop these insecurities within ourselves where we believe that they're advancing because something about that group of people is that good, and something about us, black people, is that bad or backwards or a defect or some shit like that. That's why a lot of us like to date us out of race. Because we don't want to be who we are because we feel like it's hard being us. So if we water us down, it might be easier for that next generation, that child. You know what I'm saying? So that's how this shit go. If we develop these concepts, if we develop these deficiencies and insecurities, all because we don't have an economy.
Yeah, we stuck in other systems.
Yeah.
We stuck in everybody else's economy and everybody else's system. So it's like, what it is like we trying to master finessing in a white economy, in all the Jewish economy, and all these other economies. And then when it doesn't work for us, we complain about it. But we can't finesse in somebody else's economy. You finesse in your own economy, where you're able to move up and sell things, and people believe in you and believe in your work ethic and shit like that. When you in these other companies and you got bosses that don't look like you, they ain't gonna believe in you. They're just gonna take you to. You gotta work harder. You don't gotta work smarter. You gotta work harder when you work under these other people rules, so to speak. So it's like until we build our own, we're gonna have those insecurities you were speaking of because they're not gonna give us preferential treatment when they have their own workforce to employ to make sure that they are able to eat, which is they looking out for themselves. I mean, it's just the way it works. You know what I mean? Once we have an established economy, then you will have the situation of we hiring each other, we promoting each other, we building new businesses, giving each other contracts and shit like that. Shit that happens in every other economy. We have stores, people buying from our stores and so forth. Then you're able to see how those things work. Because at that point, when you pick up shit as a worker, of course you're not going to like that. You're not going to like, but if you're an owner, you're looking at it like, well, hey, let me make sure about some of my people, the majority of people that I'm hiring look like me. You know, we got laws in this country, but
or
get your people.
Or even a creator. Even a creator. Because the whole shit is, when you're part of an economy, you're part of a greater thing. You're part of a bigger thing. You see what I'm saying? So what happened is, all that talk that we do, oh, there's no unity and all that, stupid, silly shit, how we talk, all that shit goes away. You know what I'm saying? Because, see, a lot of shit that black people deal with is insecurity and mental stress. The insecurity is because you're in a system that's constantly critiquing you. How you walk, how you talk, how you dress, how you act, the hairstyles, the look, the skin tone, everything about us is critiqued by somebody else's standards and shit. You know what I'm saying? And graded and shit like that. Then you have the mental stress of having to deal with toning down while still propping up who you are. That delicate balance. When you don't want to break yourself down too bad, but then you can't stand up too tall. So now you have to watch on television and witness on TV black men being murdered and assaulted on television by police, black women being murdered and assaulted on television, and then you sit there now and it's just like you get numb to it. No, you don't get numb to it. That's mental stress going on in your mind. So you're dealing with that. Then you got to smile in the faces of the people that look like the people that's killing you on TV. But then the question is, how do you alleviate that type of stress? You alleviate that stress with a fucking economy. Why? Because then you can isolate yourself. You can isolate yourself now. The same way we isolated in the ghetto, that same ghetto is our economy. But instead of it being poor black people fighting and scratching to survive, these are black people who work and have money and enjoying each other's life and having fun, working and building and contributing to the economy. You see what I'm saying? And we don't got to be around stressful conditions. We don't got to be around stressful people. We don't have to live in by the standards and walk by the standards and speak by the standards of other people. We're in that position now because we don't have an economy. So we don't have a base to take care of us. So we have to go to other people's home and beg for bread. And then when this person tell you, yeah, come inside here, and let me have my way with you, or have my way with your children, you either have to accept that or find another house and beg for bread. But eventually that stomach's going to get too empty, and you're either going to get down or lay down. And that's the position that we in as black people. And that's the reason why, Smoke, when a Kanye West type start tweeting shit that's against the group think, everybody spazzes. Everybody turn their face up and their nose up, and everybody mad. And they're so pissed off at what Kanye said. But what did Kanye say? He said he support Trump, and I don't know how you could even do that. But that's your whole argument, the emotional argument. Your argument is an emotional argument. Because the man ain't even give you no specifics. He didn't even speak on, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't like, yo, he said, he never said he support his policies and nothing like that. Nah, he didn't say that. he said, I like the way. What he said, Smoke. He like his style, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He called it what he called it. Dragon. It started with you know what I'm saying, like he didn't, you don't have to agree with Trump. The exact tweet was, you don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We are both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals, and we have the right to independent thought. So he tweeted that, and then Trump tweeted him back like, "Thank you, Kanye, very cool." Then Kanye tweeted the "Make America Great" hat with the signature on it or whatever, and then pretty much from there was, the firestorm. But in the tweet after he showed the hat, he said, "My wife just called me and she wanted me to make this clear to everyone. I don't agree with everything Trump does. I don't agree 100% with anyone but myself." And then Kim K, she tweets, "Kanye will never run in the race of popular opinion, and we know, and that's why I love him and respect him. And in a few years, when someone else says the same exact thing, but they aren't labeled the way he is, and you will all praise them. Kanye is years ahead of his time." So pretty much that was the set of tweets that pretty much started the reactions from pretty much the world pretty much at that point. And so
what's gonna be funny? I would say what's gonna be funny. What's gonna be funny is when Trump gets his second term, if they try to make it like this moment was the moment that turned the tide and allowed, like, Kanye normalized Trump, you know what I'm saying, type shit. Like, they're going to try to, because they're always looking, just like with the Russia shit, they're always going to look for a reason to justify an outcome that the people don't agree with. So they'll say, "Oh, it must have happened because of this." You know what I'm saying? So I wonder, it'll be interesting to see, when, and you hear what I'm saying, right? When Trump win the second term, that would they use this moment and try to say Kanye sway, like call it the Kanye effect. And then they'll go back and be like, "Remember when Kanye said this? And look at the people that agreed with him. And could this have swayed the," you know what I'm saying? Like, they're good for that shit. That's how television works. So that'll be interesting. But it's recorded. It's on the Blog Talk, at the 9:31 p.m. part of the time,
Yeah.
Before we continue, though, you know what I'm saying? Welcome home, Meek. You know what I'm saying? Welcome home, Meek, and shit like that.
Yeah, I thought he was finished. He's back. That's what's up right there.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that. He got to stay on his dean. You know what I'm saying? And definitely speak out. You know what I'm saying? Really, that should be the wave. The wave should be talking your shit and speaking out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what
you know what I'm saying?
I saw something what Chuck D was saying.
Free that boy Rollo.
Chuck D was saying.
You saw what?
I saw something what Chuck D was saying, like, I guess just saying like some open-ended shit for me, like, he needs to like put all that type of shit in his music, you know what I'm saying, and really start pumping that shit like that. You know what I mean? Also,
and see, but this is dumbass. See, this is what these dumbass rappers don't understand. Because see, it's the difference between being a rapper and a musician. When you're a musician, you got love for the music. You know what I'm saying? When you're a rapper and shit like that, you just doing this shit for a check. So you gonna do what's gonna get you the most money. I told the same shit to Scully. You know what I'm saying? Put something in that music. Put some messages or something in that music, because trust me, if you touch the people, that's how you develop a base. They're gonna be there forever. Look at Logic. You know what I'm saying? Look at J. Cole. Look at Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at the Yeah, you can look at them little pumps and little skies and all kind of shit like that. You can look at them if you want. Them niggas walking around fronting with bread. You know what I'm saying? They fronting with bread. But then you look at the Kendricks, the J. Coles and shit like that, Drakes and all kind of shit. These niggas ain't gonna come, ain't stepping down no time soon.
They might got
they not
money,
stepping. Them niggas ain't stepping down no time soon.
Shit with no substance
Huh?
lasts, man. I said shit with no substance ain't gonna last.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can make the money quick, but you might make a lot quick, but shit, you rather make a lot a long time. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, because you
think that's just gonna last.
all them niggas that started out fast and popped and dropped, look at them in their 40s.
Yeah.
Look at them in their 40s. You know what I'm saying? That's when that shit get tight. Yeah. And that's when it's real. You thinking it's tough at your 20s. Try being 40 years old. Try being 50 years old walking around these streets with no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. Then all in your 20s, you fucking on them thotties and shit like that. Now you got 7 baby mamas and shit. Your music ain't bumping the way it used to. You know what I'm saying? Look at Stevie J. In and out of jail because of child support. You know what I'm saying? Because it was all good just a week ago. You know what I'm saying? Living that life and shit, not building for the future. Now you get older, and all that past life is like credit. It's catching up now. Now you got to pay for all that shit. Now you out here going in and out of jail and shit like that because you can't pay child support. You know what I'm saying? So that means any bread that you get, any little bit of bread that you get, they sucking that shit up. You know what I'm saying? And you in your fit, it's like, how can you live? You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch how you move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got to watch how you move.
Yeah. Leak out, free Rollo.
Yeah. Free Rollo, man. Free that boy, man. That's good. Rock shit, pop shit. 12 can't stop.
Big bombshell of the week was your man, Bill Cosby. Guilty.
Oh yeah, Bill Cosby. I forgot about that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, I ain't gonna celebrate the conviction, but I ain't shedding no tear. When I was a kid and shit like that, I'm the generation that he talks shit about. You know what I'm saying? All kind of shit. That's how I grew up knowing Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here.
You don't want to see nobody going.
Nah, so this last point right here, though. Once I got older, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm older and shit like that. I'm like, all right, I see him on Don Lemon's show talking, and he talking and shit, and he just no grows, and I'm like, damn, this nigga still dissing black people? Like, shit, you know what I'm saying? That's when I was just like, man, fuck that nigga. And then probably like 2 years later or a year later, that's when that whole fucking sex shit popped off. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, shit, fuck it. I don't want to hear that shit. I remember being young, listening to White Amerca quote Bill Cosby and be like, oh, Bill Cosby said, even Dr. Cosby said, that black people don't, you know what I'm saying, marry their baby mamas, and the black man, though, I'm not racist, even Dr. Cosby said. They used to quote Bill Cosby like a motherfucker when it was used to throw darts at us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, get the fuck out of here. You want to play around with them? Well, then shit. You handle your handle with them. That's my attitude. Same shit with Morgan Freeman, nigga. You heard that story from Morgan Freeman, right?
What Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. Yo, so the nigga, so he was fucking his step granddaughter, right? So, yeah, but what happened is the trial is going on. Cause remember the boyfriend that stabbed her. Yeah, so the boyfriend stabbed her. So the trial going on. They reading her text messages, right? The text messages, them shits in there talking about like like she texting the boyfriend like, yo, I didn't block him to protect you. I blocked him to protect me because I didn't want to be around anybody who gave me these grandpa feelings. And some weird shit. It was just like, wow, like the way she was talking in there, like yo, these motherfuckers in there was fucking, and then she probably felt weird about it. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Right.
But he kept, you know what I'm saying, pressing up type shit. So then she had to call it off. But then it's like, well, what's the story between Morgan Freeman? He married her grandmother. That's how he became the step-grandfather. And it's like, yo, kind of, you know what I'm saying? But again, like I keep telling people, we don't know these people. We don't know these people. Just because they play a role on TV or you watch them on TV, that don't mean nothing. You don't know these people. You fight for the symbolism of black. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it be O.J., Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, or some shit like that, because they're attacking black. But you don't fight for the person, because you don't know that person. You don't know nothing about that person.
Yeah. That's wild.
You just fight for the symbol, for the symbolism of that being a black person being persecuted, not for the person. And that's how that shit go. But that's how I feel about the Bill Cosby shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to celebrate the conviction, but I ain't shedding no tears. I ain't shedding no tears.
To me, it was more like the story of, like, because, you know, as, like, overall in the black community, everybody just looked at Bill Cosby kind of sort of more like Conan, you know, on the doorsteps of Conan, you know, with his rhetoric and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you would look at it like, well, he would be safe for white America. You know what I'm saying? All of the projects he did, the Cosby Show, like you were saying it previously, they was calling him doctor. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, you would think that he had some type of standard in white America. And so now you fast forward to the case, and a lot of people in black America overall think that, you know, Cosby being railroaded. So whether you think he was railroaded, it's true, not true, whatever, he's convicted, possibility of going to jail, facing 10 years. But you would think that he'd be able to escape something like that. So to me, it's just like, you ain't safe. So you might as well be for your people 100%, because you ain't safe any goddamn way. All the shit that he done did,
Nope.
You look at Harvey Weinstein and all of these cases, same Hollywood type motherfuckers. Look at all these cases. I mean, it's still time to go for him, but what's going to happen to him? What's going to happen to all of them? So right now, even when you look at the Me Too, you know, Cosby, he taking the fall for all of that. So you're going to see everybody else, all the big boys that's now, you know, skate them lines, pay some money out. All of them going to avoid jail. He's going to be the face of that. And you know what I'm saying? Just be that. But at the end of the day, you ain't safe, so you might as well be for your people.
Be for your people. I don't know why you wouldn't. These motherfuckers not even strong. They're in the weakest stage of their life right now. You know what I'm saying? And instead of us capitalizing and taking hold, we rather sit on the sideline, pick sides, you know what I'm saying, and criticize each other, have another opinion. Like me personally, I'm like, everybody like to call like black Republicans or black people that, you know what I mean, like them I don't know, corporate, I don't know, whatever. The types that is the types that we know. And then call them coons. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. But then my shit is, what do we call the mainstream thinking of black people? Because that's some coon-ass shit, too. What do we call that? What do we call the black person that everything that come out of his mouth is black, brown, minority, people of color? What do we call that black person that sits there and says, oh no, every group of people that have a business in our community have the rights to open up a business here. This is America. What do we call those people? You see what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of them that's in hot. See, we need to get stronger.
Yeah.
And we gonna call it we going out soon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We need to call these motherfuckers Inkata. That's some fucking strong shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, call these niggas some real shit because it's like that mind frame gotta die. That mind frame gotta die. We gotta kill that mind frame. We gotta kill that I don't see color mind frame. We gotta kill that we wanna be equal with white people mind frame. We gotta kill all of that shit. We live in a capitalistic society. Not a socialistic, communistic, and all the other isms and schisms. Capitalistic. Money. Competition. Competing. You see what I'm saying? This is what we under. How you got the most talented group of people, most innovative group of people, and we can't make we can't create shit for ourselves or do shit for ourselves that helps us as a collective.
So we cool with crumbs.
We cool with crumbs, and we'll do the whole be individually wealthy, living amongst them. While our community suffer.
Yeah, because it's like society is like, here in America especially, it's also individual shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why we can be shown individuals that's black that have money, and then we equate that to, you know what I mean, black people can do it. Black people successful. You know what I mean? Because everything is like about the individual. So it's like, you know, you down to struggle while you struggling. Like once you get it, it's like you're cool. You don't gotta do that. You don't gotta do nothing. I got my house. I don't need to do nothing else. So as long as you good, you good. Mm-hmm. And even we'll go even as far as, you know, forget the neighbor, your brother and all of that. Forget them. But then we'll forget our kids. Like, shit, we can't take money with us when we die. So we ain't even trying to, like, set things up. We're so individualistic that it's like all we thinking about is us, ourselves, personally, and the now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that plays into it and shit. And so it's like we get shown those images. You see they just approaching. And we look at that as like, oh, yeah, black people can get it. But we're not looking at the community. So it's like if we include all of us, it's how we all living, then it's like, yo, this ain't going nowhere. So even if I make $50,000 a year, $100,000 a year, and I'm good, that don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's still something to fight for and, you know what I mean, to stand for and to think about. But a lot of us ain't even thinking about that because you cool in your situation. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not cool, then you always got black people you can come up with. So we taught to just hustle on ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Hustle each other out of shit, steal from each other to come up. And, I mean, it goes all back.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times we don't know the other side. We don't know the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like, if all you knew was you and your woman, you have a baby, and then once the baby comes, you give the baby off to these white people, and they raise the baby until the baby 18, and then they bring the baby back to you. when you know what I'm saying, when your lady have the baby, you're not gonna be like, yo, you're gonna hide the baby and raise the baby with us. No, you're gonna be like, yo, where's this white lady so she can pick the baby up? She late. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all you know. You think, yeah, you thinking that's how the routine is. That's why a lot of times you always hear everybody screaming, jobs, jobs, jobs. You see what I'm saying? But if you tell somebody you're the workforce, you're competing against other workforces, that might sound different to us. You know what I'm saying? That might sound different. But we'll go jobs, jobs. Out something and everybody else, they'll fight, and march for what? Higher paying jobs. We want more diversity on the top CEO levels of these Fortune 500 companies. More jobs. And it's like, why are you not fighting for legislation where we can have our own Fortune 500 companies, where we can compete against these crackers? We can be doing mergers and acquiring their businesses. You know what I'm saying? Right now, T-Mobile and Sprint. T-Mobile about to get Sprint. T-Mobile already got what? Metro, and then get Sprint, and now they got Sprint. You know what I'm saying? So that's what T-Mobile doing. They're trying to be a power player. They used to be the bottom. They used to be the bottom.
But even like Metro,
they out there acquiring shit.
You said they took Metro or T-Mobile?
They took Metro.
But Metro was mad small too. That shit was like some corner store shit. That shit turned me on. You know what I'm saying? For T-Mobile to snatch up. Right.
But remember, that's why it was called Metro, because that shit was always normally in the metro area. You could catch that shit in the city. If you was in Florida and shit like that, if you was in Georgia, in the city. If you started to get too far outside from the city zone radius, they should start breaking up in certain spots. And then they start getting better coverage. Then they got acquired by T-Mobile. Now T-Mobile acquiring Sprint. These things that we could do the same shit. We could be acquiring shit. We could be creating shit. All of that shit. But no, we're not taught to compete. We're taught to work because we're a fucking workforce. That's what we are. When you're listening to people that's telling you these grandiose ideas and they're politicians and they're telling you about white supremacy and racism and all this dumb shit like that, no, they're talking about a workforce and they're talking about how a workforce is being treated in America. That's what they're talking about. And if you don't like the way you're being treated in America, then you got to create your own motherfucking economy. And when you create that economy, you name that motherfucker Black America. And then as you create and strengthen Black America, you expand Black America. And in Black America, that's where you get your politicians. And then when you got your politicians, that's how you pay your politicians, to make sure you got more funding from Washington comes back your district. That's how it works. Donald Trump is the man with the key to the motherfucking door. It's everybody's job to send their group to Washington to get legislation, funding, some type of kickbacks, favors, something. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, juicing the president.
We're not supposed to be, huh?
Juicing the president. You go out there and get what you need out of it.
Yeah, juicing the president. That's what we're supposed to be doing. No. Dude. We let Democratic blacks that's in power, allowed white liberals to convince them not to work with Donald Trump because he's a racist and he don't like black people. So you don't say nothing to Donald Trump. Okay, black people? Yes, liberal mommy and daddy. Yes, liberal mommy and daddy. Okay. So Donald Trump come inside here and he like, hey, shoot, what do y'all want? Tell me what legislation y'all want.
But pause right there.
They're not enough. Yeah.
Pause right there. What's important, though, is that prior to this, we had a black president for 8 years. And everybody just wanted to talk about how fucking Obama, how good that nigga jumper is. You just ask mad celebrities, all you niggas complaining, the rappers you see tweeting and all of that, they can tell you how good his jump shot is. All of the females, you know, the singers and all of that, they can tell you how the plays was and the clothing Michelle Obama wear, what she was wearing, J. Cool or some shit like that. Or they can tell you all of that. So what policies was you pushing to the black president now?
Also the image, how it looks for the black youth. That's what they kept saying. Every time we screamed, what about the black agenda? They kept saying how good it looked for black youth to see a black man in the office.
Yeah, we were honored. It was a great
report, no
collusion.
And it's like, what? We talking about how something look? You know what I'm saying? Like, just like you said, where was the fight for the agendas? Where was the fight to, I mean, damn, Barack took a fucking beer summit after his friend get accosted by police, and after that, it's just a rampantness of fucking killing the black men. And nobody even said, what the hell did you talk about at that beer summit that made police feel comfortable to keep killing us on your shift? You know what I'm saying? No, the shit is stupid. They kept saying how it looks. When we said, well, what did we get out of the Barack Obama administration? What did he do for black people? What the people said was, well, we ain't asked for nothing. I ain't expect nothing from him anyway. I just like the look. The way it look. You see little black kids on Facebook and shit like that crying. Why you crying? Because Obama gone. Obama leaving. And I'm like, that's a fucking shame. What the hell you daughter? What the hell are you teaching your sons? What kind of fantasy world got these kids in? That they crying, like, man, that's just embarrassing. But that's the state of black people. So my whole thing is, what do we call them? You know what I'm saying? What do we call them? Really? So I'm like, at the end of the day, it's like we supposed to be worrying about the benefits of black people. We can't think about the benefits of black people because we don't even know what the fuck we want. We don't know what we want because we're not even thinking about an economy. The beautiful thing about the economy is once you have an economy, everybody knows what they want because when you're paying for the damn politician, and the politician now is in Congress, and you know, in Washington and shit like that in Congress, and they doing their shit in Congress, and it come back to monies and shit like that, guess what? They're making sure your agenda is met. You have an agenda because guess what? You have an economy. So when you're seeing what do we need to strengthen our economy? What do we need to strengthen our area? What do we need to better our community? Okay, now give it to your politician. Y'all fund his campaign. He goes out there, he fights for you. No. But when you don't got, when you don't got the economy, then the question is, well, what do y'all want? Well, I want a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I want a whole lot of shit. But what do you want? See, when you got the economy, it might just be funded. You might just be like, yo, we're only getting 20% of the funding for the teachers or whatever, but you got white people getting 40%. Nah, increase our shit to 40%. Well, we can't do 40. How about
it could
30?
Be
and then you like
it could be anything, and it could be something that get passed over people's heads that they like, oh, that's all you need. Oh, okay, cool. Or something that changed, something like zoning or something. Oh no, zone this shit out.
Right,
zone school in our zone. Tax zones and all type of shit like that that's helping your community. Oh, the people that live here pay less taxes. Shit like that. It's like something that might go over someone's head, like, oh, that's what it is. You could throw that in the back end or something. Like, yeah, make sure you add that into.
Yeah.
And you got an obligation to do it because you pretty much been paid. We paid for you to get in.
Yeah.
So you got, as a politician, they have an obligation to do that shit, to fight for it. And guess what?
Or passing even the weed law. Even weed law. You get your counties, your black counties. Weed is legal in our counties. Your counties, it ain't legal. But in these black counties, weed is legal. All that time is all that politics.
Whatever. Yep. But that's something you fight for.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it, then you already know. You ain't for us.
You already know. We're gonna primary you. We're gonna primary you. So now the whole thing is this, Smoke. If you don't have an economy, then the conversation goes like this. Well, what do you want? Well, we want jobs. We want police to stop cracking us over our head. We want the decriminalization of marijuana, and we want you see what I'm saying? So then it becomes, okay, well, let's pick which one you're gonna get. And let's figure out, you know what I'm saying? It turns into that shit. Then it turns into a rule. That's it. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't turn into
just a talking point.
Community shit. Huh?
There's a talking point that all these talking heads can come up and rise people up and get support from.
And keep talking about, yeah.
If jobs is what we decided this week I want jobs, okay, cool. So every time I talk, let's talk about jobs. Yeah, you right. Go.
And that's it.
Go on, here you go. Because you could just, it was like key words and phrases. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, see, it's key words and phrases, but what happens is when you have an economy, the purpose of the economy is to always make it stronger. You see what I'm saying? So if the purpose of an economy is always to make it stronger, that means the leaders of your community and the leaders of your economy, they have to really sit down and make plans and think and strategize and think of some groundbreaking ideas to further and to make us stronger as a people. But to not have an economy, then we get back into what you said. All I got to do is have talking points and say key words to rile you up. You see what I'm saying? And I never have to produce because there's nothing to produce. There's no economy. There's nothing to strengthen. There's nothing to tighten up. Because if the economy is strong, guess what? I'm handling unemployment. I'm handling living conditions. I'm handling education. I'm handling crime. I'm handling police brutality. I'm handling zoning. I'm handling everything. All because we have an economy. All of these ills get taken care of. But when you don't have an economy, now all of these ills become a whole list of problems that you have. Instead of a strong economy, all of these issues, they don't become an issue no more. How could they be if you have a strong economy, folks? Where you working now, but your issue was what? I don't got a job, health care, but you're working, so now you got health care. What is the issue now? You know what I'm saying? You got your house, you're paying your property taxes, the funding going to the schools is good, and they adequate, and they teaching your children correctly. What is the issue? Police ain't cracking you upside your head? Because guess what? You pick, through voting, in your community, in your district, the sheriff, the police commissioner. You think you picking or people jumping up there talking about we cracking niggas' heads? Not in this district. Not in this district. You know what I'm saying? So then you're going to see a lot of that shit go. That's when you have an economy. When you don't have an economy, it don't work like that. So when these niggas ain't talking about economy, when they're not talking about building, and I'm not talking about customer-based businesses, I'm speaking on industry. I'm speaking on everything that is made. There should be a black version of it. I'm speaking on if it's time for us to boycott and stop using products, there's a black alternative. That's what I'm speaking on.
Everything before retail. Everything before retail.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, property ownership, land ownership, factories. You don't want to just be the person that creates T-shirts. You know, you got your designs on the front. That's cool. You'll make your money. You want to be the person that has a factory that makes the actual that takes the cotton and makes the T-shirt for anybody again. For a monogram to be put on it. Those can be sold anywhere. We're in a capitalistic society, so price is king. People going to buy. Mm-hmm. And that's how you build up, not only amongst your people, because your people going to, this black owned, so you expect to, you're supposed to come here and support. But then everybody else who, the Jews like, oh, y'all got better price than these guys, we'll come down here for our business. Shoot us some business. Oh, yeah, we need that. Same way our money leaks out, we got to start leaking it from other economies. Mm-hmm. But the only way we do that is by having our And so we can't just think in terms of, you know, the retail customer-based type stores, you know, like your barbershops, your restaurants. I mean, we got a lot of those that thrive and so forth, but we have to think on the front end. You know what I'm saying? More side on it, like the creation, market control. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like when you think about like the black conscious community and shit like that. You see people selling herbs and all these type mixes. So you say, well, shit, where you get the herbs from? Man, none of us own the land. So it's like we could be growing these plants, crushing them down, and having them processed in a plant to turn them into the powders and stuff that people be buying. So all those guys that got y'all melanin formula, what do I have in it? They got sea moss in it. Oh, we process sea moss here. It's turning into what you want. That's what you want. Oh, we saw the unrefined too. We got all of that. So all of these things, and these are just like herbs and stuff. So you can grow herbs in your backyard. So imagine if you have a commercial lot, property, 2, 5, 10 acres of land or something like that. So we gotta start thinking like that, so that not only we can supply for our people, but we won't have an industry for them to work in. And then, you know, the individual owners, it helps their family in the future because you can turn it over to your kids and their kids. It helps the immediate community because wherever that plant is, the people around there is going to be working there. So you're going to be hiring people from the local community. Now they can even buy those products. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to think like that instead of just those retail businesses, because not so much that they not good ideas or anything like that, but being that we don't currently have an economy, we subject to whatever happens in those other times. So most of us, we work for white America, and so and these companies want to slash employees because their profits was down for a couple years. People in your area, they might say, well, shit, I just got laid off. I can't get my hair cut. I usually get my hair cut every week. Now it's once a month. And I laid off. Then your profits suffer. So now you pretty much at the expense of the community around you. So if their money is not coming in, then yours ain't coming. You got a restaurant, people not going to eat as much as they normally would because they got to pay for it. You might have the best food in the world. So it's like whatever happens in those outside economies is going to affect us the worst, and then in turn those businesses are going to suffer. So you're going to see the mom and pop stores closing. So we just got to think more on that other side, land ownership. And like, factories might take capital and things like that. So you could just think small, especially, like, people who live in the South. Buy you some land. Buy you an acre of land in one of these churchy spots. Get it cleared off. Grow you something. You can start from there. You know what I'm saying? People with access to water, you can start fishing or, things like that. So we just got to think more like in those terms so that we have markets that we can control. So instead of saying that we relying on, the presidency or Congress and so forth to pass prison reform, that's our prison reform right there. So when these brothers get out of jail, we got markets to put them in. We got jobs to put them in.
Exactly.
So, right, instead of you coming back out here committing more crimes, come work over here. Get your ass over here. You can have that system set up for brothers who made their mistakes and now they want to come out and work and change their life. You control that. Our people control that directly. You know what I'm saying? So when we say, like, economy will improve things, that's one great example right there of how, one type of thought process can change a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's right and exactly right there because, the brothers come home and they come home to work. They come home to something, productive and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that allows them, if they want to change their lives, to fulfill the requirements from the probation officers or the parole or whatever like that. And then, what I'm saying, they're helping out in things of this nature, so forth and so on, and they can get back on track. You see what I'm saying? All of that is how an economy works. These are the benefits of an economy. You see what I'm saying? We'll look at everybody else who have an economy, how it benefits them, and then we want to scream when it doesn't work for us. Racism, white privilege. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And none of that shit's real. None of that shit's real. When you say white privilege, when you say white privilege, all you're doing, you sound like you're jealous of white people. That's what you sound like. You sound like a little kid jealous because this white girl got ice cream and you didn't. You know what I'm saying? But that's her mama. That's her mama.
Right.
Where your mama at? You know what I'm saying? Where your mama at? Why your mama ain't put some money in your pocket, yo? How she have you outside in these streets, no bread? So now you looking at somebody else who mama spend money on them, and now you jealous, and you envious, and now you screwing your face up and shit like that, and you feeling a way about yourself. Why? Because your mama ain't prepare you for life? No, go learn life again. Go learn about life. You know what I'm saying? And that's some real shit. Go learn about life. A lot of times, a lot of black people don't understand life. I be talking to people at my job. I be like, y'all down for the 401k? They looking like, man, I need all my bread. I ain't trying to spend no money on that. I ain't trying to do that. And I'm like, you're not spending money. That's your bread. That's for your retirement for when you get older. And they looking at it like
retirement.
That's a waste of
money. That shit for your pockets for when some bullshit happens. And all black people gonna encounter some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, you own a home, some, maintenance. You got kids gotta go to the doctor, or your kid need a trip to go at their school. You gotta pay a bunch of money for them. You need to buy them something, or any type of emergency. You know what I'm saying? You got your 401k for pull up for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's like even when we are doing the corporate thing, it's like we gotta even take advantage within that. So it's like, all right, if I gotta work for these people. I gotta work. You know what I mean? That's your options right now. Then within that, you gotta maximize that. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily gotta be jumping around and try to get a raise, even though I understand getting a better job and higher paying position and shit like that. But it's like, it's things within the job like a 401k where that's something simple. Like, oh man, I don't want to hear nobody who have access to that saying that. They ain't not taking advantage.
I'm not even going to say 2018. I'm going to say from 2019. From 2019 on, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nobody say that stupid shit. All y'all people that's working and y'all not signed up for the health saving account, the HSA, you stupid. You stupid. Sign up for that shit. That way, if you have to come out your pocket or whatever, you got that card.
Especially if you got kids.
Especially if you got children.
Or you're a sickly person. You know, you go to the doctor a lot.
Or if you're a sickly person.
You got your schedules. You know, you go every couple months or things like that. That money is pre-tax, so it comes out of your check before you even tax your check. So, you know, that's money right there. That's a portion of your money that you can use, and Uncle Sam ain't touch on it. You know what I'm saying? So, be able to use it for those health expenses. And then it comes in the form of a card, so you can use it at Walmart, but you can only use it for qualifying stuff. So, you know, like health-related shit. So you need to get bandages. You need to get certain things, contact solutions. You know, it's a bunch of things you can buy. You can buy condoms on there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Go check your list, man.
Oh, okay.
You can buy
you put me on. I ain't know that.
Yeah. Now, if you go to Walmart, put that shit on there, swipe. It's going to only cover the shit that qualify on there. So you're going to have a balance. You know what I'm saying? For the rest of the shit. But, yeah, you can buy all types of stuff like that on there. You know, you would check within your plan, and it covers all of the, you know, like the types of shit you can buy on there. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, yeah, you definitely take advantage.
No, that's some good information. That's some good information. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it's 10:16 in Black America Radio with your host Rasta B and Smoke. Guest calling number 646-716-4654. Kanye Wild Rants and Black American Group Thought. So let me go ahead and read off the saving per family. This is off the USDebtClock.org. We had $4,177. $4,177. So yeah, we're dropping. Now, what I find interesting, Smoke, is that the drop is starting to creep. So this might be the bottom right here. Like, it's still going to drop, and we're going to be in the 3,000 range by the time the end of the year. Probably 2,000 by the time the end of the year. But it's a slow creep now. It's a slow creep now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it took its time to get to 4,100. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering if we're starting to really balance out to what the true number is of the United States family savings. That number. Yeah, man. So a lot of that group thing shit, Smoke, that shit, man, when I tell you that shit irked the fuck out of me, that shit irks the fuck out of me, man, because I feel like that's why we can't come to some real solutions, because we're not honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want to hold on to bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
we want to hold on to the notion that the white man's powerful. We want to hold on to the notion that the white man have power over us. We want to hold on to the notion that we're weak and we don't have the power and that we're fighting against oppression. And you know what I'm saying? We want to hold on to these narratives. And when you hold on to these narratives, what happens is you can't think outside those narratives.
Yeah.
So, because if I say to you, Well, Smoke. Yeah, if I say to you, Smoke, we need an economy. Let's me and you work on starting a business that produce products that black people need, right?
Right.
And then you says, yeah, that'd be a good idea, man, but as soon as we do that, the white man just going to destroy it. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That idea is gone.
Yeah, see, like...
so it's like that. Go ahead.
No, what I was going to say, the thing is, like, what you hear commonly, like, when you had a conversation brought up, it's like, we want to have the conversation. It's like you always say, we have to bring this up. It has to be a conversation, whether it's about the police, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if we want to have a conversation, then we have to hear all angles. But the issue with the group thinking is like, not only is it a disagreement, then it turns into like fashion. So it's like with Kanye West, he said his point, which really is an opening point for a conversation. So when you see the reactions to it, it's not conversation-like. Because it's like, you're not thinking like the group? What's wrong with you, dude? You bugging, you know what I'm saying? But it's really supposed to open up a conversation. But it turns into attacking. So that's the problem that I have is like, because I can understand like a lot of people might think a certain way or they feel a certain way about Trump. But when it's with Kanye, most of the it's not really a conversation coming out of it. It's more like attacking because there's a difference in thought, or he feels a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It's automatically placing him as a certain type of person. Which I ain't saying I agree with him or not, but more so is like we always hear. We need to have the conversation. We need to have the conversation. And then when the conversation, opportunities happen for the conversation, it turns more into like action. So it goes to your point that we don't ever get anywhere. It just turns into a back and forth clash. It never turns into, some type of positive outcome, but more so like solutions. It's like, well, shit, why do you like them? Okay, because of this. Okay, well, you don't agree with the policy, but you friends with him, this shit. Talk to him about this. That's what you're supposed to be trying to do. Obviously, you cool with him. You got the fucking hat and all of this shit. This nigga tweeting you, so obviously you can't just... So then tell him what's up. That's what the conversation is supposed to be and shit. And like, all right, but then, let me do this. Let me say that. We shoot this over here. You never know what these terms... And then we got the so-called petty president. So he's going to respond to this shit.
Wait, Smoke. Wait, you know what this is? That's the spook that sat by the door. Spook that sat by the door. That means all these Negroes will be sitting around pissed off at that brother who was the spook that sat by the door. You see what I'm saying? Because we wasn't supposed to do none of that shit. If Kanye West could get close to the damn president, slide that nigga a note to help the community.
Don't you got an album coming out, nigga? You want niggas to support your shit? Talk to them, nigga. Talk to them. And they say ain't even got to be no front street shit. You know what I'm saying? Have a real conversation. But you know that's not going on by the reactions in the clown. People talking about his wife and all that.
But see, the reason why it's not going to happen is you got to remember, none of us is on code, though. Literally, if you talk to black people and you tell them, we need an economy, you know how many black people tell me we don't need an economy, and they go to some stupid-ass 1960s theory? We got to fight this system. We're fighting racism, white supremacy. We got, you know what I'm saying?
We on call with the resistance. Yes.
Yeah.
So we don't want to have a conversation. So we'll just talk around it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's funny.
And that's my shit. We'll talk around this shit. We'll talk around this shit. It's like, and it's sad because it's like we waste so much time We waste so much time. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, damn, we waste so much time. We ask the same questions, we deal with the same shit. It just be different generation of kids.
Yeah.
But we waste so much fucking time. By the time you blink your eyes, we're going to be the elders. The kids underneath us going to be our age. And then the babies or the ones who are not even born yet, they're going to be the teenagers. And they're going to be saying the same shit. Dealing with the same shit. Talking about police killing an unarmed black man. It's going to be the same fake woke shit when the Democrats come back into power. And then everybody going to fall asleep. And then when Republicans come in, everybody's going to act like they fake pro-black again. It's going to be all that shit back again. That's why I refuse to get caught up in the shit no more. Now I just say to myself, you don't need a lot of people. I don't need everybody to do shit. I need like minds so we can come together through ideas and actions to build industry to help advance the black community.
Pretty much.
That's how I look at it. That's how I see it now.
It have to be that way.
Straight up.
It have to be with the like minds. But I mean, that's always how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, you can look at anything. It's like everybody is usually not with change. You know what I'm saying? It's usually a group of people who change shit, and then everybody else will come along. So, you know, I'd rather be the forefather or involved with change. Me get the most money. I can come after and get the paper after. It's going to be so for everybody, but sure, I'll take mine first. You know what I'm saying? But,
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, that's how it's going to have to be. You know, because we wait for everybody. That Kumbaya moment ain't coming, man. And it'll be another 500 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, shit. You just look at the last 50 years and the non-movement and the rhetoric that had been pushed. And it's still the same, you know what I'm saying? Niggas getting choked out by police. All that shit is the same, you know what I'm saying? Low wages for blacks, unemployment, all that shit is the same. Economy is the same. Everything's the same, you know what I mean? Just our clothes different. Our vehicles different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like,
and like I said, the part that kills me is the fact that I can read a book from the 1800s, from the early 1900s, and of black people saying the same shit, reacting to the same shit, and dealing with the same shit.
yeah. Yeah.
So I'll be like, what's the progress? So that means we got to jump off this track. So I always say this: if somebody call you crazy in a crazy world, that makes you sane. That makes you the one sane. If somebody call you crazy in this crazy world, if you in a world where if people will just keep walking by, see a baby walk in the middle of the street and get hit by a car and nobody react, nobody do nothing, they just walk by and look like, shit, that baby should have stayed off the street. But you run out in the middle of the street, risk your life to save the baby, and everybody look at you and say, damn, nigga, you crazy. Right? Damn, nigga, you crazy. You jumped out in the middle of the street, you almost got hit by that car to save that baby, nigga, you crazy.
You're a wild boy.
So that makes you see what I'm saying? But if that's how society was in real life, that's a crazy society. And in a crazy society, the crazy person is the sane one. That's who the sane one is. Kanye see what's going on. Everybody got on Kanye for wearing the Make America Great hat, but nobody got on Leon Cohen's for throwing up that white power song. You see what I'm saying? Nobody got on Leon Cohen's for throwing up the white power song. But everybody got on Kanye though. Why? How that happened? That's why I say a lot of times we got to look at shit, man. We got to look at shit in a smarter way. We can't look at shit in the way that they give us. You see what I'm saying? If everybody telling you, yo, we need to protest on Friday, nigga, protest Wednesday, 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Just start blocking off traffic, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wait until 10? Because you only plan on being out there for a couple of hours. Do that shit 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Random places. These random ass places. Motherfuckers just blocking up, make police overexhaust their fucking resources. That strategy. You know what I'm saying? You find out Starbucks ain't they got the two brothers arrested in Philly. You know what you do? You put Starbucks on a blackout list. What's a blackout list? That's where you treat Starbucks the same way you treat black business when they give you bad customer service. You say, that's why I don't fuck with Starbucks. Because every time I come into Starbucks, I hear some bullshit. If I don't fuck with Starbucks. But y'all niggas fuck with Starbucks because y'all want that privilege. Y'all want that prestige, I meant. Y'all want to be able to say y'all do what white people do. Really and truly, we should be having a Nubian coffee house. You know what I'm saying? Where we could sit down amongst blackness and black imagery and shit like that. But guess what? Y'all don't want to do that because y'all don't feel elevated around your people. You only feel elevated when you're around white people. That's a sickness. That's a sickness. Straight up. So when somebody speak out against the norm and says, yo, think a little, you get angry. You know why you get angry? Because Master told you not to think. That's why. Master told you don't think. So once I give you a thought-provoking shit, no, wait, but hear what I'm saying. Once I give you a thought-provoking shit and you start to scrunch your head and your eyes trying to figure the shit out, and it makes your head hurt. And that's why they get mad. You know what I'm saying, Smoke? That's why they start getting angry. Because now that will in their brain is starting to turn, and that shit hurt. Because it didn't turn in so many years. You know what I'm saying? So that shit hurt. And they're like, motherfucker, what the hell you doing? And it's like, I'm just using my mind. Well, you shouldn't be thinking like that. That's stupid. That's a dumb thought anyway. And it's like, why are you so angry? Oh, because I was making you think. Go ahead, Smoke.
No, I was going to say, I know somebody thinking like, well, you know, you guys talking about the Starbucks situation. So if I open up a black coffee shop, that's retail, right? We say, well, you know, coffee, that's grown somewhere. So again, I got to do with land. So you could get into land, start growing coffee, and you can have your shop based off of your coffee that you grow. You know what I'm saying? Or you start importing that shit from one of these black countries. Shit, I know you're in Jamaica for coffee.
Rwanda,
so, you know what I'm saying?
Jamaica, Ethiopia. Yeah, East Africa is known for coffee. Colombia, Jamaica again, you know what I'm saying? Like these places. So it's like, you can team up with black farmers. Yeah, team up with black farmers. That way they have an outlet to send their coffee to.
Yep. You have
That's
your
all
shop
that problem right
that.
there.
Dang.
Yep.
There you
And
go.
think about how dope it is to have the sign saying black, 100% black. I don't want to say black owned. It's like black something is the word, right? Where you'll see the whole trace, where it'll be like, we get our coffee beans from here. And when you buy these coffee beans, like, you know, when you go to the white ones and they say it, you know what I'm saying? And when you buy these coffee beans, we help with, you know what I'm saying, this little town. Yeah, for a black coffee house.
For example, like in the burger spot, Five Guys, and like their potatoes in there, they'll have up a sign on there, like, you know, in the store somewhere, like showing wherever they got their potatoes from. So that shit might be some local shit, it might be some shit out west or whatever, but you'll see exactly where that shit came from. You know what I'm saying? Like what town
so
or
you
farm
know,
or shit, whatever that shit from.
Yeah, so if you're a white person, you know when you walk inside here and you eat and you get these French fries and things of this nature, you know this shit is coming from America or somebody's farm, and you're feeding somebody, helping somebody's family eat that look like you. And that's the same thing with us. It's gonna be real cool to see that, to see you getting it from Jamaica or Rwanda or Ethiopia, some shit like that, and then it's like, then it's flown on this plane owned by these black people, shipped on this trucking line that's black, straight to this business that's black. You know what I'm saying? Where you sitting over here and you drinking your tea and shit, and you're like, wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. You know what I'm saying? And that should make you proud and shit like that. But see, again, you're not going to understand that if you don't understand the economy. You'll send your shit to China. You know what I'm saying? And get your shit processed and get your clothes and your all kind of shit because everybody else go there. That'll be your mind frame. Nah, we got to change that shit. We about to get into 2020. We about to be in 2020. How long are we going to keep playing the same goddamn game? That's my question. How long do we play the game? How long do we continuously be subservient to another group of people? How long do we constantly fucking work for pennies and pretend to be things that we're not? To have things that we don't have. How long do we keep pretending, you know what I'm saying? How do you sit there and look at your son knowing that you can't offer your son a future? How do you look at your daughter knowing that your daughter have to pick amongst men who only know how to be the workforce of another group of people? It's slavery. This shit ain't nothing but a polished up version of slavery. That's it. And then when you get the reports come in talking about black people is the only racial ethnic group that haven't advanced since 2000, every other group advanced, then the insecurity kicks in. Then you start to say stupid shit. Yeah, that's because black men ain't marrying their children, their baby mamas.
Like crazy
yeah,
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Stereotypical shit.
You know what I'm saying? Crazy shit.
That shit on there.
Yeah.
A black woman,
The black man took care of his kids. Yeah, black women only have babies at young ages.
and they dying around.
That's because we beat our children. Yeah. Instagram hoes, damn, young kids rapping. That's the problem. See, that's why black people can't invest. Look at this 3-year-old rapping, and it's like that's all the insecurities kick in because we don't understand that we need an economy. So when everybody else who have economy, because I always tell this to people, name me a fucking racial ethnic group in America that's thriving that does not have an economy. Nobody can answer that question. Name me an ethnic group in America that is thriving in America but do not have an economy. They are not a part of an economy. You can't answer that question. Every ethnic group thriving have an economy.
And so if you think about it, it's like
black people do not have an economy.
You say, well, shit. You answer the question why you can't say that. Well, let's name one. Let's name the one that thrives. So let's look at the Chinese. Look at Chinese. They got supermarkets. So you say, well, supermarket, that's trying to retail, right? But then when you go in the damn store, everything in there is from China. So these are Chinese companies that they're selling out of the Chinese store. Then in the neighborhood, you see Chinese coming in, you're like, where they coming from? Oh, they live in the area. So they locking down the area where the supermarket is at. A lot of them live in that area. So that means they own houses and property. Then you look at the stores that they say, well, shit, well, you don't see a lot of them working. So supermarket, that's stuff they pay for themselves. Well, they get money from government, too. You see them right there in the government assistance line. No, but more importantly,
no, but that's how the grocery store shit work. The government gives the Chinese the food stamps. They funnel that food stamp money through Chinese grocery store. The Mexicans get their money from the food on Chinese products. The Mexicans get their money from the food stamps. They spend their money in Mexican grocery stores and buying Mexican products. Black people get the money from the food stamps. We shop in white grocery stores and we're buying white products. You see what I'm saying? East Indians get their food stamps and they buy East Indian shit. They go to East Indian markets. Jews go to Jewish markets and they buy their shit. Muslim Arabs, you see what I'm saying? Black people is the only group of people who we don't have nothing tied into us in a capitalistic society. So when we do get money, my money go to everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, but just to finish but you kind of just said it, but to finish the point with the Chinese, they get the money from what we were just talking about. But then they get money off of us. So they have stores in the hood. Yep. They got the Chinese restaurant. Shit, they have a soul food, chicken spot. You know what I'm saying? They just have us maybe being the workers in there. But they got all these stuff, so they get money off of us. They got the hair joints. They got weave, whatever. Yeah. Everything in the hood got made in China on. So they is making money off of us. And that helps fuel their economy. So it's like, when you think about it, when you like, well, you work at use average corporation. You don't see a lot of Chinese people in there, but you see Chinese people all over. You know where they work at. They're working within their own system because they got enough streams of revenue of places where they can just go and work in their own shit. They don't have to rely on corporate America to go in. They don't have to dress a certain way. They don't got to do certain shit. Or if they are there, they because they want to. that was the path that they was on, they could always rely on their economy. So when you think about the Chinese, you could just insert the names. Mexicans, you just put the examples in there. East Indian, Jewish, whoever. It's all the same thing. And then they got the extra battery. Us. We the extra battery for all of them. So it's like, all right, everything else is like, well, these are things you got to build up, you know what I'm saying? You got to go get the supermarket, land for it, build it, get your stuff in there. You already got a pipeline with China and Chinese products and companies, so they go, you can get the stuff in there or whatever. But then they got the extra battery of black people and black money that they going to come in and be able to snatch up mad easy. It's just going to the hood. Mm-hmm. We already got this store in the family. This shit's been here for 20 years. We just keep flipping it. So they got that extra battery from us. That's extra. That's the energy that's being invested in the oil economy because we don't got one. And so that's a recipe for disaster. You can't sustain yourself like that. And so when you think of shit like that, it's like, all right, now you know why. Niggas in the hood killing each other. Women are stripping. Niggas is doing this. Girls are aborting. This is happening. It's like, that's why. 90% of the issues we got going on is because we don't got no economic peace. We don't got no economy. We can't even employ ourselves. It's crazy.
And if you can't employ yourself, you're subjugated to the person that can.
Yep.
See what I'm saying?
You know how that goes.
If you sit over there, I was looking at the Deezus and Mero on YouTube talking about Terry Crews, right? Let me see, can I find it real quick? Talking about Terry Crews and hold on, little pump by the 4 point. Deezus and Meros. Yeah, when they gonna have the Deezus and Meros with Amerca Mena? Terry Crews. That's him on the show. Oh, that's the porn addiction one, right? So they got Terry Crews is on. It looked like Dr. Phil with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
So they talking about porn addiction, his addiction to porn and all kind of shit like that.
Yeah, Terry
so she on there, like, you got to see it, right? Yeah, it's Terry Crews and porn addiction. That's the one you got to see it. So when I seen that shit, and I'm listening to that shit, because I already feel like them niggas in Hollywood was already testing that nigga manhood. You know what I mean? And he was doing a little strange shit in Hollywood, but his wife ain't know. And that's why that dude approached him in front of his wife. That's what the controversy was really all about. So the reason why I say that is because now he's talking about this porn addiction shit. And I'm feeling like when you listen to this shit, I'm like, nigga, you was addicted to porn because you was trying to make sure you was still a fucking man. That's what that shit was. You was trying to, you know what I mean? You was inside you trying to be, I still like the box, you know what I'm saying? That's what that shit was. You know what I'm saying? Man. So the wife, she on there laughing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because see, you gotta understand that's what they like to do to the big black man. You know what I'm saying? They like to break that buck breaking and all that shit. Come on, there ain't some fucking niggas, huh? So it's like you already know what it is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's their fantasy type shit. You know what I mean? So they do that shit because it breaks masculinity down. in theory, those supposed to be the men that's supposed to be able to rip your fucking head off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this little white boy can fuck something like that. You know what I'm saying? That give him, I guess, strength or whatever. So this nigga. Oh wait, let me make sure they didn't say. I thought they said prostitutes too. Hold on. Let me see. Can I hear a little? Hold on.
That was like a sex worker. Like,
Yeah.
That was a different stock photo because it's not really.
Yeah. So I'm thinking. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's like porn stars too. Yeah, but like I said, you got to see the Terry Crews and porn addiction. Yeah, when you see it, like I said, it's a weird. It's weird, right? But if you watch it, and like I said, he really was watching that shit because he was trying to make sure he was still into women. You know what I'm saying? And watch it with that in your mind, and you'll get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's all that shit was about. The embarrassment part was because I told you when he said the white boy walked up to him and grabbed him by the dick, I said, well, there's nothing you could do about that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you could do about that. If somebody just walk up to you and just grab you by the dick, that's going to throw you off. But then when he kept telling the story, and he was like, yo, he's sitting at the table, and he's licking his tongue and all shit at me. He was licking his tongue at you?
All of that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
It was a whole, seducing him or some shit.
Yeah. It was weird. I said, nah, y'all friendly. Because you're not just going to do that randomly. You're not going to see no girl with her man and just, you know what I'm saying, start licking your tongue at her and you know, got your one finger like a hole and your finger sticking in the hole like, yo, let's fuck, you know what I'm saying? You ain't doing no shit like that. But if that's a girl that you done smacked, you know what I'm saying, and you catch her outside and y'all drinking, you know what I'm saying, you catch her outside, she got a dude, you know what I'm saying, you might be, you know what I'm saying, flirting across the hall type shit like that to her. So that's what I started to take it as. I'm like, that nigga sound like he was flirting with you, Terry Crews, and why would he feel comfortable to do that? Then he got up and walked across and grabbed him by the dick. That's when I said, oh no, this story sounds different now. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why would this man feel? And then he said he felt like, oh, that maybe he was just playing. Huh?
No.
Okay, let's use that. If you sitting at a table, you with your woman, and then you got a white boy at another table, and this is a Hollywood event though, you know what I'm saying? High, you know, so let's say a high event at your job, right? To equate it. And you see one of the managers and they flicking, you know, it's a guy and he's flicking his tongue at you and all kind of shit like that. The natural reaction I would assume of a man would be to turn to his woman and be like, yo, do you see this shit?
Point at that nigga like, yo, that nigga right there, you see that nigga?
Yeah, like, first I need a witness. I need somebody to co-sign that they see this shit too, you know what I'm saying? And even if you ignore it, right? Once the motherfucker gets up and start walking towards you, it's like, oh, yo, that's the nigga that was just licking his tongue. Why is he walking over here? You know what I'm saying? Like, you and your woman will be in cahoots. He didn't talk to his woman about that. It wasn't until he grabs his dick that he has to talk to his woman about that. You see what I'm saying? Why his woman ain't know from the tongue licking part? You see what I'm saying? That's flirting. You niggas is weirdos. But that's what happens when you don't got the economy. You're subjugated to the acts of these other people. So now you're going to have your Janelle Monáe's. I'm pansexual. No, you a pussy sucker. And you want roles in Hollywood. And you know how to get on Flavor Unit. You know how to get on Flavor Unit. So that's how that shit is. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers, Keke Palmer the same way. They get into that acting shit, and they get that glass ceiling, they can't get no more rolls, and they know they're going to have to suck some pussy. So then all of a sudden they start to change their sexual practice. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, that's what happens when you're subjugated to another group of people. They're going to take advantage of you every fucking time. So then what we do is we complain about getting taken advantage of, but we never talk about what to do to never get taken advantage of again. Yeah. We complain about what white America does to us, but we never say, how do we protect our children from white America? There's no strategy and there's no plans. Go ahead, Sue.
Nah, man, I mean, that's the important thing, because if we not changing it for the future, then this is guaranteed that another generation afterwards is going to have to deal with the same shit. There ain't no guarantee that the next generation going to even catch on to that. We don't know what's going to be happening, or the environment, how shit is turning for them. So it's like, we don't know. We know this information right now. The best time to start is right now. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about the mood or the temperature in the country, you have the white economy that we dealing with, that's suffering blows. Economically, you see a lot of businesses failing from bad leadership. Going in, and before it was a bailout system where they could just live, operate how they wanted to. When they lose out, they're just giving them bailouts, you know what I mean? Helping the company. It's not happening no more. So a lot of these companies going to be closing down, and that's it. Ain't no help from the government. Big boys, that'll be time to swoop in on certain shit. When you think of, also in the white economy, the workforce that we competing against is on drugs. So you become more valuable even in that white economy, but there's an opportunity to be in your own workforce. So it's things is happening where it's prime for us to take advantage of. You got pressure on immigrants from the establishment, which means you're going to see more deportations, less illegals working jobs. So for people who just need a job now, because we don't got an economy right now, there's going to be more job opportunities out there for you to go grab and start to make you some money so that you can think bigger. You know what I'm saying? So there's mad opportunities for us right now to just take advantage of, and we always got to have the end game of building an economy. So right now, black people just need to think about all of we can't be emotional. We have to back up off the emotional shit and look at all of the advantages of what's happening right now and how we can take advantage of it, and then move forward from there. But at the end of the day, if we're gonna stop any of these injustices and shit that we were speaking about, the only way it's gonna happen is by controlling our own. And what I mean by that is hiring ourselves, creating our jobs, doing mergers, having black businessmen meetings. All of that's gonna have to happen in order for us to, escape some of those, escape that white supremacy we love to talk about. The solution is the economy.
Talk about. And that's what we're going to do is talk about that shit, But, at the end of the day, sometimes we be thinking that this shit is tradition for us, you know what I'm saying? And we don't want to break tradition. Just like you got people that hold on to that God concept, you know what I'm saying? You have black people holding on to God being white, then God turned black. Now they just want to hold on to, some type of God, some type of creator, some type of somebody that's going to protect me, somebody's going to help me, somebody's going to fight this white man. As above us, that we equate him on the same level as a deity. Like, if you listen to black people talk, you'll hear black people say straight up, God's going to come and correct all of this. So we need a God to stop the white man? I can't give him that much power. And you shouldn't need the black people. Cut that corny shit out. Cut that corny shit out. This is men and women that we're dealing with. These aren't special beings. These aren't special powers that they have. Look at the society that we live in. It's a capitalistic society that deals with money and business. So that means we have to deal in money, deal in business, corporate takeovers, industry. Everything that's created, there should be a black version because we're black people on this planet and this country, on this land. Get with the program, black people. This is In Black America Radio with your host, Rasta B.